Over the past 5 months, I've analyzed hundreds of viral YouTube shorts to break down their strategies and help you go viral on YouTube. Last year, the number of daily YouTube Shorts views reached 70 billion views, and currently there are over 750,000 people making money as YouTube Shorts creators. So the big question, what the heck are these creators doing to go viral? Is there an average short length that will guarantee success? Do hashtags matter? And at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 strategies that you can learn from these top creators so you can replicate the same success yourself, which includes the secret viral hook formula. Because what's the fun of analytics if there isn't any immediate takeaways? Am I right? As always, this microphone doesn't even work. It is currently a bajillion degrees in this garage. So to make this video go faster, use timestamps if you need them, because we're jumping straight into part 1, creating our spreadsheet. Also, I have this handy dandy fan because of how hot it is in here. Just don't mind me. I'm sure you're wondering, Millie, what do you mean you analyzed hundreds of viral YouTube Shorts videos? Which videos? How did you get all of this really cool, extraordinary, amazing, awe-inspiring data that we're going to be talking about today? Let me take you back to March 27th, when my team and I started working on this video. We opened up YouTube on an incognito window, switched to the Shorts tab, and any video that had over 1 million views was then added to our spreadsheet. Then, to build out our sample size even further, we expanded our search to analyze viral videos within a variety of different niches. We typed in every niche you could possibly think of in the search bar: tech, education, fashion, fitness, food, travel, family, photography, art, beauty, gaming, literally over 40 niches, and the first videos that had over 1 million views were then also added to the spreadsheet. Now hear me out. I know 1 million views doesn't automatically mean viral. I simply chose that number because I figured it was kind of the stereotypical number that people associate with going viral. So after finding hundreds of shorts in different niches, we created the spreadsheet to analyze things like likes, comments, the duration of each short, engagement rate, the description of the video, subscriber count. We even took it a step further and dove deep into a video's hook. This is where we looked at things like whether text or closed captioning was used on the short, how many frames were there total in the short, and the average length of each frame, and if the short utilized any SEO strategies, which includes using keywords in the title, description, or even hashtags. Fast forward to 5 months and approximately 8,003,602 hours of research later, we finally have all the data ready to present to you. Whew, getting sweaty. You got this, you got this. Okay, let's go to part 2, our findings. Now, just a heads up, we are about to get super number heavy. This is my favorite part of these types of videos. And then after this section, that's when I'll dive into what all of this data means, what you can learn from it, and how you can apply it yourself. There were creators of all sizes on this list, with the largest creator being Mr. Beast at 309 million subscribers at the time of filming this video, and the smallest creator being Brooke Zeno at 3,710 subscribers at the time of filming this video. On average, these viral videos had 40,576,875 views, with the average engagement rate being 4.83%. The average video length for these shorts was 34.76 seconds. When it comes to a channel's main niche, there were a total of 46 different niches represented in all the shorts we studied. The 5 most represented niches were comedy, taking up almost 18% of all the shorts, skits and acting at 13% of the shorts, challenges at 10%, think Mr. Beast type videos, lifestyle at 9%, and animation at 5%. As for the different hooks we analyzed in the shorts, we noticed 46 different hook categories. Now, I define hooks as what the creator did in the first 3 seconds to capture the viewer's attention. With that said, the most common hooks were moving into frame, whether an object either moves into the shot from outside the frame or an object is moving towards the camera. That occurred 9.45% of the time. Loud music, which pretty self-explanatory, occurred 6.64% of the time. Using a zoom, whether zooming in, zooming out, had 6.39% of the hooks. The what's happening hook happened 5.24% of the time. We categorize this as maybe when a lot is happening at once, or somebody is doing something crazy or out of the norm, or maybe you're just like thrown into the middle of something and you're left thinking, what the heck is happening right now? This is a good hook because it gets people wanting to continue watching or figuring out what is going on by staying to the end of the video. Tied for the 5th most common hook, we have both POV and relatable hooks at 3.83%. POV we categorized as the literal visual POV representation, or when the camera is used as the character in a video, whereas relatable hook is when the theme is clearly intended for the audience to relate to that content. This is typically expressed with text saying like, when the boys get together, or POV, you're a mom and your kid just woke up from their nap, or holidays with the fam be like. That is what we categorized as a relatable hook. Now, while we talked about the most frequently used hooks, let's talk about the hooks that actually generated the highest engagement rates. Surprisingly, only 7 of the 46 hooks had an average engagement rate higher than 5%. Those hooks were funny at 5.19%, basically when somebody says or does something to make you laugh, chuckle, or smile. Relatability came up again at 5.31% engagement rate. Tied at 5.47% engagement rate, we have questions and already being famous. Questions is when you start with a question at the beginning of your video, and of course you have already being famous or brand recognition as a way to get somebody to watch your video. So think of creators like Mr. Beast, Mark Robber, Nick DiGiovanni, and Zach King. If they are in the frame, their subscribers are gonna watch all the way to the end almost every time. Exclamations was another popular hook at 5.54%. This is when a video starts with an immediate exclamation like, "Hey mom, look!" Hey! Oh my God! Something like that. Stories or storytelling at 5.66% engagement rate. This is when the video is primed to tell the viewer a story by starting with past tense or a year. And girls at 5.8%. I wasn't sure if I was gonna include this because I know it might be controversial. Escándalo. But some videos, their main hook would simply be starting with an attractive guy or girl. So we did create 2 separate hook categories, one being a pretty girl and one being attractive and or shirtless guy. It looks like pretty privilege might have some leeway. Now, if you're watching this video and you're like,
oh my gosh, these creators, amazing.
I think it would be so cool to have a channel like that, or to be able to create content like that, or you just wish you could be a content creator as well, you've come to the right place. I just wanna let you all know, especially if you're new here, that I have a guide that teaches you how to become a content creator in 12 months. It's the 12-month content creator plan. It is a pay what you want product, so you could pay $1, you could pay $5, you could pay whatever you want. Basically, as a content creator coach, I've worked with hundreds of creators, and I've helped creators go from absolute zero to leaving their corporate jobs. So I know exactly all the steps that it takes to grow a social media presence and start making money. And not only do I know what it takes, but I know the proper steps and the order in which to take those steps. And so I turned all of that knowledge and wisdom into a guide for all of you. So you can download that guide with the link that I'll leave down below. The cool thing is that there's also a correlating video to help talk you through each of the months, every single step of the way. These are just some of the reviews that I've had from people who have downloaded and used my 12-month content creator plan. So it's pretty cool. I'm super proud of it. If you're somebody who wants to be a content creator as well, definitely recommend checking it out. 2 more stats that I want to go over from our spreadsheet. The next one is all about SEO. SEO stands for search engine optimization. We kept track of which creators implemented SEO in their shorts and which ones didn't, to see if SEO had an impact on video performance. And to be honest, the results weren't clear. If you just want to look at numbers, you will see that of the videos analyzed, 65% didn't use any SEO techniques. And when you compare videos who did versus didn't use SEO, the ones without SEO actually generated higher views, higher likes, and higher engagement. But looking at these numbers in context, it looks like a majority of these videos that didn't use SEO at all came from already established creators like MrBeast. These creators have a huge advantage because they have immediate brand recognition. That in itself is going to immediately increase the chances of a video performing well. They don't need SEO. So if we adjust the spreadsheet just a little bit to take a look at every video that was posted by a creator under 1 million subscribers, the shorts with SEO actually had a higher engagement rate than those without SEO implemented. So if you're somebody who has under 1 million subscribers, there might be some advantage with implementing SEO strategies. Now, if SEO is something that completely intimidates you and it's gonna cause you to not post anything at all and freeze up, forget about it. As I said, our data wasn't really very clear on this one, so just create, just post. Finally, for the spreadsheet breakdown, let's talk about value pillars, because this is also something that we took a look at with all of these videos. If you're somebody that's trying to grow on social media, you've probably heard the tip,
oh, provide value, make sure your video provides value to your audience.
And the 4 main ways that you could provide value can be categorized into entertainment, educational, relatable, and inspirational content. So let's take a look at how often these value pillars showed up in our shorts research. 71% of the videos that came up were entertaining, 12% of the videos were relatable, 11% were educational, and 6% were inspirational. Now, even though entertaining content occurred a majority of the time, that doesn't mean all your content should focus on that pillar. Of course, you want to create content that's true to you, your vision, your values, and your brand, because we also found out that each of these pillars provided different benefits to the creator. While entertaining content might increase your overall chances of going viral, inspirational content generated more virality, meaning it generated the most overall views, likes, and comments of all other pillars. Now, if your goal is to generate more engagement, maximizing the amount of people who like, comment, and engage with your short, education was actually the way to go, with an average engagement rate being 5.3% per video. Now, if you are loving this video so far, I just have to say that this video would not be possible without somebody on my team, Joel.
What's up, guys? It's me, Joel.
Joel is actually the one who actually created this spreadsheet. He spent hours and hours and hours of watching each individual short to present all of the data onto our spreadsheet. So if you love this video, comment the phrase "We love Joel" down below to share some love with him and thank him for all the time and research that he put into this video. While you're at it, if you learned something new so far, be sure to like this video. And if you've learned 2 new things by the end of this video, be sure to subscribe, because that is a free way to support my channel and encourage me to continue to make videos like this one. Okay, I went inside for some air. I haven't swapped the mic because it sweated off again. That was probably TMI. Oh well. Part 3, key takeaways. Key takeaway number 1, stop stressing about hashtags. I feel like everyone overthinks or puts a lot of pressure on which hashtags to use. Should you put it in the title or the description? How many hashtags should you use? All the things. But believe it or not, of the hundreds of shorts that we studied, only 8% of these shorts used hashtags at all. That included in the title or description. Only 8%. So stop stressing about them. I'm not gonna say that they don't matter, but maybe they don't matter. Key takeaway number 2, creating the perfect hook. Okay, obviously there is no magic formula to going viral, but it's fun to try to make one, right? My brain loves formulas, loves numbers, and if I'm gonna analyze hundreds of videos, I'm gonna try to find what all of them have in common so I can see the same result. That's what this key takeaway and the next key takeaway is all about. So the 4-step perfect hook formula includes using text, because 81% of the creators used text or closed captioning in their shorts. And videos with text had a higher average engagement rate of over 5%, as opposed to those without text had under 4% of engagement rate. The second thing to implement is some sort of movement. Aside from moving into frame or these zoom hooks that we talked about earlier, a huge majority of the shorts had some sort of movement in the first millisecond that the video started. That could be camera movement, a person moving towards the camera, an object moving. Basically, it definitely wasn't a still shot or a still photo. The third thing to implement is at least one shot change in the first 3 seconds. On average, each short had 2 frames or cuts in the first 3 seconds of the video. This is definitely something that can increase viewer attention by keeping them engaged visually, not having it be the same thing the entire time. The fourth thing you can implement is hook layering. This is when you use more than one hook in the first 3 seconds. Of every short video that we studied, only one, yes, one video had one hook. Beyond that, 4% of the shorts used 2 hooks, while every other video, 96% of the shorts we watched, used 3 or more hooks in that beginning first 3 seconds. Like this video here, you have movement, a cool edit and transition, text, and loud music. All of those can be implemented or count as a hook.
Hey, you want a race?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
And this video here has movement with the person running towards the camera. You have relatable text with the POV, that sweaty friend, and verbally, the creator starts with asking the viewer a question. I am that sweaty friend. It's fine. It's fine. When you're able to layer multiple hooks into those first few seconds in a way that obviously makes sense for you, your content, your brand, and that video's value pillar, that's when you've found a sweet spot for creating an eye-catching and viral video. We found that visuals took the cake every time, even if it was the most random video, while the content or the context of what the video was actually about only supported the visuals. Now, you know me. Let's break things down even further. Moving on to key takeaway number 3, hook formulas that you can try. Something that I found completely interesting was there were clear trends when it came to which hooks were used based on the different value pillar the video fell under. So based on the top hooks used, what's the perfect hook combination if you're somebody that's creating an educational short? Start with a question.
Is it faster to use your left foot or your right foot when touching first base?
Over 10% of all educational shorts started with a question, using movement into frame and or the zoom effect.
Growing up, I was always told right foot only, but is this true?
And backing up your video with some sort of fun, catchy music, since loud music was also very common in the educational content.
Is it faster to use your left foot or your right foot when touching first base?
Now I do want to have an honorable mention for educational content, and that is to use the hook starting with the end result, because this was also a top performing hook for educational videos. Like if you're somebody that's going to be teaching a recipe, start with the final look of that recipe. If you're making a short on how to get abs, start with showing your abs. Moving on to the perfect hook combination for entertaining content. Using movement or zoom in the frame. After that, we had the what's happening hook, which we talked about a little bit earlier. Supporting the video with loud, catchy music. Those were very commonly used for entertaining videos. An honorable mention for this category will go to the challenge hook. These are videos like,
Today I'm trying the weirdest desserts in the world.
or
Today we're hitting baseballs, but every time he hits it, the ball gets bigger.
people love watching challenge videos, so that could be a fun thing to integrate into your shorts. For inspirational content, it seems that the perfect 3-hook combination is using loud, inspirational music, using both a zoom effect and movement at the same time in the first frame. And then we have 3 honorable mentions. Take your pick. That is beginning of story, which we also talked about earlier. Shock, where in the first 3 seconds, either something visually or audibly shocking happens.
Which of these cars would you give as a gift to your mother?
And tragedy or pathos, which is when the first 3 seconds are intended to tug at your heartstrings, or visually somebody is crying, suffering from a tragedy. Last but not least, the ideal hook combination for relatable content is starting with movement in the frame. I mean, are we surprised at this point? We already talked about that being like the #1 thing every single video had in common. Of course, the relatable hook occurs a majority of time, meaning that the relatable thing is what's on text. We talked about this earlier with the whole like,
Hey, want to see something cool?
supporting your video again with loud music. And a surprising one is having exaggerated movements or expressions as
Don't cry, queen, everything's gonna be okay. You're way out of his league.
we found that being a very common hook in 7% of the relatable shorts. If you enjoy deep dive videos like this, I definitely recommend watching this video next, where I analyzed the top creators of our time to see how the heck they're making millions of dollars. So be sure to check that video out, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Follow your joy. Bye. Wow.